Hello everyone and welcome to another high elo game of Age of Empires. Today, two delicious cuisines go head to head in a culinary winner takes all as the Bloodless, playing as the Magyars in green, gets ready to take on Survivalist, playing as the Persians in red. Now all the players heard their herdables explore their immediate enclosed off surroundings because we are on arena today and try to get their butts up to Castle Age ASAP. Not a bad time for us to take a look at the Civ matchup that we are going to be watching today. Now, the Magyars, a fast-paced mounted civilization with a few features that make them very hard to deal with during every single stage of the game. To start with, their scouts, their light cav, their hussars are all cheaper. They get all melee attack upgrades free of charge, and I mean all of them. Forging, iron casting, blast furnace. Not only does that save them about 1,000 resources, but the time it takes to actually research those upgrades, blast furnace notoriously long, 100 seconds. They get that automatically. Now, their cavalry archers trained faster can be upgraded to get extra range and attack in their unique unit. The Magyar Hussar is a light cavalry unit similar to, but a little bit stronger than a regular Hussar with a few exceptions. To start with, its attack bonus is not against monks like a normal Hussar, but against siege units. And by the way, it is a fantastic +5, +8, depending on whether you're going for the base or the elite model. And more importantly, it does initially cost gold, although it can be upgraded to have its gold cost replaced with food, so the Magyar Hussar can become a pretty powerful siege sniping trash unit. Now, to support its horse-based army, Magyar villagers can be much more aggressive out on the map, although on a closed map like Arena may not necessarily be as relevant. Why do I say that? Because they have a one-strike policy. All they need is one attack to kill whatever wildlife is on the map. Well, I shouldn't say wildlife, I guess there's a number of wildlife. Dangerous attacking wildlife. They only need one strike to kill it, which means villagers can be out and about exploring and looking for things. Although, like I said, on a map like this, usually it's this guy's job to do that once all of the deer have been pushed. Now let's take a look at the top right of our map, where we've got Survivalists playing as the Persians, an economic powerhouse with a tech tree that is incredibly strong and diverse. In addition to getting access to every single economic upgrade available in the game, the Persians start every game with 50 extra food, 50 extra wood. Their town centers work progressively faster, 5, 10, 15, 20% faster in Imperial, and they can be a pain in the butt to raid because their TCs, take a look at this, come with double the amount of HP compared to the normal town center. Of course, always excluding the Byzantines. And their castles can be upgraded to take less bonus damage and fire more powerful bullets, which do come with an attack bonus against rams and infantry. Now, using their economic advantages, the Persians do focus heavily on cavalry. Their nightline units come with an extra attack against archers, and using every single upgrade available from the stable and the blacksmith, the Persians can field not one, but two unique mounted units. The first needs no introduction, the War Elephant. This is a unit that we all want to see every time we see the word Persians appear on our screen. Basically, incredibly powerful attack, huge amount of hit points, and does trample damage, but is both extremely expensive and still extremely slow. The second is the Savar, the heavy cavalry unit that replaces the Persian paladin and does come with an additional attack bonus against archers. Now, to support their cavalry, Persian archers and crossbows can be upgraded to turn them into trash units that cost only 60 wood. Or if you prefer to be a little bit more mobile with your archer units, well, you can go the cav archer route, which seems to be very, very popular lately. And take a look at this. The Persians, they actually get Parthian tactics. I guess you can't really see it here. They get that in the Castle Age, of all things. The developers took a look at this civilization, said, hey, it's incredibly powerful. You know what we need to do? We need to give them Parthian tactics in Castle Age. And that is exactly what they did. And so that is a super cool feature. And will we see cav archers? Last time we saw the Magyars a few days ago, we did see a good number of those, and we'll see how the players decide to play. Like I will always say when we watch these two players, quickly have become one of my favorite matchups to watch as these two. I talk about, what am I trying to say? I talk to no end about how much I used to love watching Hart and MBL when they were both in the Aftermath clan, duke it out on the ranked ladder. But lately, these two, Hart and MBL, haven't really met up that much lately on the ranked ladder. And so these two seem to, every week, here and there, battle each other. Good for a few games. And of those games, probably 9 out of 10 have some pretty cool features in them. By the way, what is this? I love this from the Bloodless. He's exploring his extra side pocket here with his cow as Survivalist already hits the feudal age. And now his town centers work 10% faster, pumping out villagers' technologies quicker. Ooh. Oh, look at that OCD, OCP farm placement. We've all been there. We've all done that. Place the farm just one tile away by accident, clicking a little bit too quickly, not paying as much attention. And so we cancel it, put it right next to the TC. So Arena is the map we're on. A few important things to look at. Well, maybe three very important things to look at. Number one, where are your internal resources and how close are they to the wall? And therefore, how close are they to getting lamed by monks or siege or tower pushes of any kind? It looks like the Bloodless nice and secure. Both his primary gold, although maybe not the nicest location right next to the wood line, but primary gold and stone, nice to the back. Secondary stone, or gold rather, pretty far away. I think even a monk would have a hard time laming these villagers. Survivalist for his part, also pretty damn good, although this patch is a little bit closer to the wall than the Bloodless is, although still, during the earlier stage of the game, probably pretty darn safe to mine. And he is going after the primary gold, the primary stone in a Tesla shape all the way to the back. And so that's number one. You want to make sure your resources are secure. Number two, this, yuck. You do not want to see this. You do not want to see a forest forming part of your wall off just because, whereas this has 1080 HP and then in Castle Age 1800 HP, this has basically no HP. And the Magyars do get onagers, even though they don't get siege onagers, they do get onagers, which means that they can bust through this forest wall off ASAP. It also looks like on the minimap that Bloodless might be suffering from the same note. Okay, minimap is misleading. Looks like only Survivalist has a forest that forms part of his wall off. So again, onagers pretty much can crack that open like an egg very easily. Number three is expansions. And see how big they are and whether or not one player is advantaged over the other. But it looks like Survivalist, short and stubby, but thick. Whereas the Bloodless has a bit of a bigger, but slightly thinner one. And we are, of course, talking about expansions here. Let's see how many relics the players have seen. Generally on Arena, it's a 3-part meta. The first, the players rush their butts up to Castle Age, which is already happening. They're both about 2 minutes away. Looks like our Persian will hit it a little bit quicker off the back of 2 more villagers. Stage 2, once they hit Castle Age, monasteries come out, monks come out, and then they fight over these physics-defying relics. And then once all the relics have been gathered, Stage 3 begins, where the players either go up to Imperial ASAP, or they build big ol' armies in Castle Age as well, and fight. And so, let's see, Bloodless has seen 2 relics, Survivalist. Ooh, look at that, he's seen all 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. To be fair, these relics are a little bit in favor of the Bloodless here. One right next to his base. This one's not too far away. This one's kind of closer to him than Survivalist. This one as well is more of a neutral one, but it might be the most neutral one. This distance from red, this distance from green, and yet another relic right next to the Magyar base. So as much as Survivalist has seen these relics, he's got to be scratching his head saying, what the hell did I do to deserve this map generation? Whereas the Bloodless, okay, he's seen the 3rd relic, has not discovered, that's funny enough, has not seen the relics that are right next to his base. The one to the left, which he will discover now, and the one to the bottom right, which he will discover now as well. Okay, so he's seen all 5 relics now as well. Castle Age for our Persian. Immediately Monastery for our Persian. Castle Age for our Magyar any second now. And where's that Monastery? Where's that Monastery, Bloodless? There it is. Okay, so green Ark of the Covenant, red Ark of the Covenant, lowered into its secret compartments. Monks, will be coming out very, very soon. Now the question is, will they go light cav? Will they stick on scouts? Scouts naturally faster, but a little bit weaker against monks. An upgraded monk, you need 3 whacks of the sword to kill it. By a scout, only 2 by a light cav. Both of them equally maneuverable. Speed distance, arguably negligible. And it looks like they are both going up to light cav. Okay, so preferring the quicker death to monks than the quicker moving unit are the players. 1 monk for green, 3 monks for Survivalist. And he's going to have such a difficult time. I am very curious to see how red does this. because again, look at the map. What a shitty spawn of relics for red. They are literally, they couldn't be any closer to or hugging the green base, and he's already moving out with his cavalry. Will he stop them here? Will he protect and guard the relic? Let's see what happens. For now, they're just making a beeline straight to where? Who knows? Actually, 3 of them are guarding the relic. Okay, will we have our first kill of the game here? 17 minutes in. I believe husbandry has been gotten now for both players. I guess I could have just clicked the units themselves. 165 movement speed. Ooh, almost got the monk, but almost doesn't count in this game. I like that Survivalist is keeping an eye, hoping that maybe the Bloodless, while he's distracted over here, says, hey, you know what I should do? I should get the relic that's closer to me, and then the Bloodless will lose a monk. But for now, it looks like it might be Survivalist who loses a monk. No, the camel intercepts. What is going on? It looks like the Bloodless did draw first blood, but then lost his scout that was chasing the monk on the right side, and another unit falls here for the Bloodless, this time a more expensive monk. I like that Survivalist is mixing in some of those Persian camels. They're not as quick. He was mixing in Persian camels right until they died. They are not as fast as the light cav. They are not as good at taking out monks, but what they will do is kill these light cavalry units of the Bloodless. That being said, curious to add camels. I mean, they will kill. They do come with that +9 attack bonus against light cavalry. I guess any cavalry, but I'm not too sure about adding these camels in here. You still need a good amount of attack to kill the light cavalry, and usually engagements at this stage of the game don't really last very long. It's usually a lot of, hit and runs. I slam into you, you slam into me. 3 seconds later, we separate. And so camels are not exactly that quick at killing things. For now, kill count stands at 2 apiece. 1 monk lost for 1 player, 1 camel for the other, 2 scouts. Looks like Survivalist is managing to get a first relic here. Okay, if you look at the minimap, there really only is 1 relic left. Ooh, maybe not. Maybe not. The Bloodless sees it. Survivalist does have 1 relic already. We'll lose this monk 1. Wow, okay, that was a very quick death for that monk. I don't think I even saw the animation of the light cavalry attacking that monk. But 1 monk was dead, 1 light cavalry dead. And there we go. Survivalist. Wow, what a fantastic move, putting that 1 scout line unit here, hoping, praying, predicting that the Bloodless would send the monk out during all of the chaos. And that is exactly what the Bloodless did, and that is exactly why Survivalist put that scout there. And down goes the monk. Okay, cavalry circling. More and more camels, hut, are coming out. And right now the relic count is 1-1. Where are the last 2 relics? We know there's 1 making its way home here, which means that... Oh my goodness! Survivalist managing to get 3 relics so far. We'll see if he gets the 5th one. I can't imagine he's going to be able to get this. Not with this many light cavalry units healed up. Not this far away from home base. I don't know that Survivalist is... I don't know that his nature is such that he's going to really risk it for this relic versus just saying, you know what? 3 is good enough. I have more than my opponent will have. I'm going to have 3 relics while he has just 1 for the longest time. So why don't I just give up on this and just keep an eye on this? I don't know that he's necessarily going to make an effort. Never mind. Misread number 1 or maybe 5 of this game so far. Okay, 1 of the spotting scouts does die. Now, this is an opportunity for Survivalist to lead these green light cavalry units the hell away from his army. Instead, he leads them straight into his army, hoping that the camels are enough. A wolf joins in on the fight. I don't know what the hell's going on here now, but both monks, all of a sudden, when the dust clears, in the blink of a freaking eye, the monks are dead, the wolf is dead, the light cavalry is dead. Kill count 7-6 now. But in the ensuing chaos, it will in fact be 3 relics to 2. So stage 2 of the game is about to end. Pikemen, bloodlines for 1 player, handcart for the other. Our Magyar already has handcart. To be fair, And so let's see what the players are doing as they prepare to do what. Bloodless is going up to Imperial Age, no surprise there. Survivalist, just a few chicken nuggets away from being able to do so himself. Will click up. Does he have the requisite structures? Actually, no, he does not. He needs to finish this university. Not that he's got the food to go up just yet. Will he buy the food? Yep, he's buying the food to go up. And there we go. Both players heading up to Imperial Age about 20 seconds apart. Not the end of the world. Actually, about 15 seconds apart. Survivalist, look at this. Outposts going up around the world. He does not want to be blindsided by any kind of Magyar attack here. And honestly, kudos to Survivalist. I mean, I don't know what's going to happen in this game. I don't know how this is all going to shape up. But based on those relic locations, kudos to Survivalist for out-relicking his opponent. 3-2. That was pretty bonkers. Here we go. Camels are out. For some reason, the Bloodless heads straight into this. 1 whack, 2 whack, and down goes the monk. You see, it happens so fast, you almost don't see the animation. It's so crazy. Yeah, these are completely unupgraded monks. And so they died at 2 attacks from a light cavalry unit. But it looks like our Magyar wants to put on the pressure, needs another 100 stone for, I'm assuming, the castle that's inevitably coming. Whereas our Persian, going up to 4 stables, is going to play true to Persian form and discovers, by the way, that there's a castle here. I don't know if it was by outpost or by camel or by monk or light cav. These are all units with great line of sight. But he sees the castle, knows that he can't really deny it, and another monk dead. But he's going to try to nonetheless. Survivalist has no real army here. He's ahead 14 villagers, but he's down literally 8 times the army count. This is half his army right here running the hell away from these light cavalry units as now those outposts get attacked. This villager, why are you going left? Go right. Where are you going, buddy? Camel turns around, snipes one scout, and then dies. And this villager chose the wrong route to go. Okay, so we are tiefing the external stone of our opponent. Another villager might die here. Oh no, Bloodless doesn't realize. Doesn't notice. So this lucky villager makes it home. And immediately her reward, get back to work. Poor villagers in Age of Empires. No breaks, no respite. Okay. Let's see how the Bloodless attacks. Let's see how Survivalist defends. I'm not sure that camels are going to really help out here. He agrees. Is he going to go Savars? That's definitely going to be able to swarm over this army, although halberdiers are pretty darn tough against any kind of cavalry. That being said, the Magyar halberdier are a little bit squishier, missing the last armor upgrade. For now, though, I'm curious to see whether this army composition out of the Bloodless works out, because what he's doing, what I'm assuming he's doing, is he's going to push in with castles and trebs and basically create no-go zones where Survivalist won't be able to engage into him. So this army is not the hardest hitting, the halberdier, the light cavalry unit, but it's not meant to be. Oh, he converted a villager amongst all of this. It's not really meant to be the hardest hitting army. What it's meant to do is keep Survivalist the hell away from him, while he, in the meantime, inch by inch encroaches onto Survivalist's base and takes out infrastructure. Because again, we are on a closed map. And so this is really the only place Survivalist has to expand. He cannot expand outwards anymore. This is not like Arabia, where you have 3 directions you can expand into if you're pressed into one. Here you can only really expand into your rear. Defensive castle going up. So I'm curious to see whether this push actually nets him a good result here. Is he going after the house? No, he's going after the siege workshop. That really did look like he's going after the house there, based on the animation. But here come the cavalry units. Survivalist does not have the resources for Savar, as excited as I was a second ago. He needs to get this castle up. He needs a treb of his own, or for now, at least the bombard cannon is out. Where is it? It is here, very exposed. But again, Survivalist now, because Bloodless has built such a weak army, he can run around with this bombard cannon. As long as he avoids treb balls. Oh, well, there you go. As long as he can avoid treb balls, that bombard cannon will pretty much be able to kill all of the trebs, but he does not avoid treb balls. And here we go. He's going to risk it for the biscuit. He goes straight for the halberdiers. Castle's going to help out significantly, as will a town center full of 9 villagers. Okay. So cavalier count has fallen. Oh, he's blocking the path with a barracks using the converted villager. Oh, you gotta love the gameplay. And now he's trying to wall off the trebs. He loses one, though. Should lose a second. We'll see if he loses a third. No, he actually doesn't lose the second. It is not being repaired. He just didn't want to stick around. So Survivalist did the mathematics, said, you know what? I could have gotten that treb. It would have cost me all of my cavaliers, though. So definitely not worth it. Another bombard cannon on the way. So far, the push out of the Bloodless is working. Again, no-go zones. Relics have been lost for Survivalist. That's unfortunate. Our Magyar now takes a 3, about to become a 4 relics to 0 lead. His gold is about to get lamed with the construction of this second internal castle. And the halberdiers are zoning out these cavaliers quite well, but the hand cannoneers are here with their plus 10 attack bonus against infantry. They've got to be careful, though. Can't enter into a castle firing zone. As cool as you are, you do not outrange a big old juicy castle. And there we go. Another, unfortunately, bombard cannon. I was about to say, there you go. He's using his bombard cannons to snipe the trebs. But again, what the hell are these Hunnic trebs? Why are they managing to get the bombard cannons? The attack continues. The no-go zones are expanding. More and more areas where Survivalist just does not have access to his base at all. He is, though, up here. Okay, so he is taking his external gold. He's finally got a treb of his own, being able to afford it. Another bombard cannon. Will it suffer the same fate? Ooh, so close. So close. Treb needs to get repaired here for Survivalist. Okay, it is getting repaired. Town center still up with those 4,800, pardon me, 5,280. Massive amounts of HP. And now the cav archers are coming in. So, create no-go zones and bring in cav archers to snipe villagers as they gather resources. I mean, the Bloodless is playing this quite perfectly. And now the cav archer is up here to the north as well. So there is not going to be a single place where the Survivalists will be able to mine gold. Now, to be fair, the Persians do have some options available to them if they can't mine gold. Not great options, perhaps, but options nonetheless. And it is, in fact, the Bloodless who loses a castle first here. Okay. Survivalist is pressing back. He's going up to 19 cavaliers. Did he get... He got Commander, and there's one of those non-gold features I was talking about. Halberdiers charge in, halberdiers die. These pair, this odd couple up here, Walter Matthau and Jack Lemon up here, are continuing to wreak havoc on that gold mine. The problem is, again, Survivalist can't really press into this army. Now, what he can do is winnow down the numbers. The longer this goes on, though, the worse it gets for him, because the last thing you want is a fully upgraded Magyar army, and he has ceded entire map control to his opponent at the moment. The last villager, the last gold miner, will fall as well. I'm really surprised that Survivalists made no effort to defend those units. It'd be so easy. And wow, second internal castle falls. And the cav archer dies, but not before killing that final villager. So those two units up there, that halberdier and the cavalry archer, put in the freaking work. But now look at this heavy cav archer, Parthian tactics, ring archer armor. Soon enough, I'm assuming we will see recurve bow, just because look at the map. Gold for me, stone for me. All the resources here going to our Magyar. What is inside of you, cav archers? Look at this row of machine gun arrows. Oh my god. Just destroying wall segment after wall segment. But Survivalist, he's got 51 army count, not the highest, but it is not low at all. And there's recurve bow for green, and there's Savar for red. He's got to get control of the gold mines. This one's been depleted here on the right side, so it's either the riskier second internal or the riskier external gold, which is now being hounded by a light cavalry unit. We'll keep an eye on that. But my goodness, the cav archer that attacks on a 12, the body of halberdiers. This is a very untouchable army here for our Magyar. The Savars seem confused. Oh my goodness, look at their HP. Holy moly, they're down to half of their HP. I think you got to keep on as crappy as it is with the Persians missing bracer. He's going heavy scorpions. I was gonna say as crappy as it is. You're not thiefing my relic, says the Bloodless, who himself wants to thief the relic. As crappy as it feels like, I feel like you have to keep pumping out Commander in here. You have to keep going crossbows and skirmishers. If your opponent has shown you this and this, and there's no more trebs left on the field, no siege of any kind moving your way, you gotta start pumping out the wood units. At least put the Savars in the castle. They are literally being sniped left, right, and center here by these cav archers. You gotta put them in the castle. Heal them up a little bit. Gold mine up here has been taken out. Okay, so no more gold for Survivalist. It shows he's got 2 villagers on gold. Not too sure where those 2 villagers are. 1 scorpion trying to hold the line. Pardon me, 2 scorpions trying to hold the line. Pardon me, 0 scorpions trying to hold the line here. And this is so dangerous. Survivalist has been knocked down to 34 army count. To be fair, he still does have triple-digit villager counts. Although it doesn't help when your villagers get converted one by one. And now the boss is going to have 5 relics. Oh, that's so sour. What an incredible push here out of the Bloodless. Holding the line with structures and halberdiers until he can get his army out in there. Do I spy with my little eye a Magyar Hussar? Yeah, he's got Corvinian army. This is an 80 food trash unit now. And the Bloodless is just squeezing Survivalist. He's just planted his flag here about half an hour ago, and he refuses to leave. What I would love to see out of him is some siege, though. I mean, I don't know why he's slowing the pace of the game so much. 2 or 3 trebs, and I guarantee a GG out of Survivalist. But right now, he's giving his opponent some breathing room. Survivalist, to be fair, is making good use of that. He's up to 35 skirmishers, which do come with an attack bonus against halberdiers and cavalry archers. So as much as Bloodless is tinkling away at this stable, he is giving Survivalist an opportunity to get back into this. Even Magyar Hussars are going to be not that scary against this many skirmishers, while the castle continues inexplicably targeting the wall segments. And here we go, finally some siege out of green. And are we set to see one big engagement here? It feels like the Persian is going to get wiped off the map here. There's just so many cav archers for green. And here we go. The Ark. Hello? Okay. What the hell was that? Why did the Savar just stop? What the hell was that? Well, there you go. That's what that was. What? What happened there at the end? Why did those Savars just stop? I mean, their HP, at best, they could be a meat shield here, but at worst, that is exactly what happens. They just stopped and took a bunch of arrow fire. But the army for the Persians, ooh, I mean, when you're taking on Magyar cav archers that have 8 range, 12 attack, it is just, you need a lot more than 30 skirmishers to take on 46 heavy cav archers. I'm curious. I just want to see how many cav archers did we have at the end of the day. Oh my goodness, 60 cav archers, but mostly again. So the halberdiers, just not the hardest hitting of units, but when you're going up against a cavalry civilization and you want to kind of encroach step by step like the Bloodless did, halberdiers, fantastic choice here. So what a great push. Sometimes you see players on Arena, they have a lot of early game aggression. They push in, they make their, they make their stand, they bust their way in, and then they don't really seal the deal. But he'll hear those halberdiers performing a fantastic multi-function purpose. They kept the cavalry at bay, they created little zones, and more importantly, they bought time for this unit to come out, the fully upgraded. Look at that. 12 attack, 8 range, and like I said, even 30 plus skirmishers stand 0 chance against this kind of unit in this kind of quantity. So what an absolute epic push out of the Bloodless. I like that Survivalist pretty much expanded to every single inch he could have, and on a closed map like this, again, you really don't have that much room to expand, but he gave up map control fairly early on. Kudos to him, though, like I said earlier, getting those relics 3-2 when they were so poorly positioned is no small feat. So let's take only 33 Savars. That's kind of sour. Would have loved to see a lot more of those. PKPM right at the end of the game. PKPM. Oh, look at that. Basically 30 seconds apart. PKPM. Res collected also basically identical, about 1% apart. Scarce resources obviously going to the player with all of the map control. Trash obviously going to the player who had 0 map control, but a lot of access to farms and lumber. And so no surprise there, but kudos to Survivalists. I mean, this is a lot of commander and crossbowmen and skirmishers that he could have pumped out, and maybe he should have pumped out a lot more. But at the end of the day, even if you do pump out more, how many archery ranges did he have? You need like probably 11 or 12 or 15 archery ranges. Oh, he only had 5. Okay, so if he had triple that, maybe he could have kept on pumping out units, because to be fair, not a lot of siege coming out for the Bloodless, and this army is pretty scary. But look at it, these are 2 out of 3 units take bonus damage from skirmishers, and commander and crossbowmen could potentially deal with these Magyar hussars, which do have very shitty armor. And so there you go. Maybe there could have been an opportunity here for Survivalists. Let me know what you think. Conversions 4-1, raisings 14-3. So not that kind of game, but beautiful attack out of the Bloodless, pressing in the external castle to help him bust his way in, 2 internal castles, making sure that his opponent, I mean, at the end of the day, Survivalists did mine out all the gold, but it did come at a cost. And then taking care of the villagers up here, taking care of the villagers here, Survivalists just never really got an opportunity to get the resources he needed to pump out that big, heavy cavalry army. Now, he did, like I said, go the non-gold army composition as much as he could. He did invest a lot in the heavy scorpion upgrade, but that, to be fair, that is I believe just a wood food upgrade only. Yeah, wood and food, and so not exactly quote unquote expensive from any kind of gold regard. But wow, Survivalists did hold on as long as he possibly could. 72 villager kills to 10, though. Yeah, your economy can't really sustain it. Even though at the end of the day, look at that, he does end up with more villagers than his opponent, but that's where the trash resources come in. And the Bloodless did kill about 40 some odd more units than his opponent. And with the map presence and with the just choking, I mean, how else can you explain it on a closed map? It's just choking. You grab your opponent by the balls and you squeeze. And that is exactly what the Bloodless did. And with that squeezing, the Bloodless is victorious. But GG to both players.
Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips and make sure to subscribe and enable notifications so that you're notified of my latest uploads.